It's Tuesday, April 19th, 2022. I'm Ashley Pollard here for today's edition of Tuesday Talk, where we review common real estate and mortgage related topics. Today's topic is 5 things to pay attention to when you are doing a viewing. And I'm actually in a townhome community now doing some showings, so I'll post some clips from today's properties. So the first thing I want you to pay attention to when you walk in is the room sizes and shape. How can you strategically and realistically lay out your furniture in that space? Or are you willing to let go of some of your furniture to make that space work? Also pay attention to your storage and closet options. Where are you going to put your holiday decorations when you're not using them? Where are you going to put your lawn care supplies, your baby grand piano, and your bookshelf? If you don't think about these things before you buy the home, then you might get in there and realize that you're actually too large for the space and be ready to sell sooner than you thought. Second thing you should pay attention to is the lighting. When you're viewing a property in the middle of the day or when the sun is out, you might forget to realize that certain spaces are not lit or dimly lit. And that's not a simple fix, so pay attention to the lighting in that property. Number 3 is to check out the neighborhood. If you are at a showing early enough, like my clients, we're here now, they could drive around. If you're at a showing early enough, see if that's an environment you really want to live in. Or if you're viewing a property in the evening, see what it's like to drive there during rush hour, or see what it's like after the streetlights come on. Even maybe eat at a restaurant locally to see if you even like the food in that town. Those are all things that you can figure out if that's really a place that you want to be. Number 4 is to look out for moisture. So moisture is huge, and you can eyeball some things during your showing to notice if there's any signs of moisture. One thing you can do is look at the ceilings, especially in the bathrooms and kitchens. Look to see if there's any dark spots or weird markings on the ceilings. Look at the pipes. Notice if there's any current leaking, or maybe if there has been past leaking, you might notice some corrosion. Also in the basement, you can check for things like dark spots in the floor. That will let you know that there's some basement moisture. And this doesn't mean you have to throw the whole property away, but what it does mean is that if you get your offer accepted and go under contract, during your home inspection, you should point these things out to your home inspector that you've already noticed so that they can look at them in more detail and tell you, this is the problem, this is the severity, this is how you remediate it. And then you can make a logical decision on if you still want to move forward at that time. The 5th thing I want you to pay attention to is the cracks in the wall. Now, cracks in a brick wall could mean there's a major structural issue, because that means that there has been some shifting or movement. But if it's a drywall, let's say you see some small cracks there, usually not a big deal. If you see larger cracks or discoloration, then that also could be a sign of some movement issues, structural issues, or some leaking of some sort. Like I said before, just make sure your home inspector goes in there and does a great job. If you work with me, I'm going to put you with my home inspector, who's awesome. And then at that same time, you can also have contractors come in and give you quotes for these things. If you notice them during the showing, then once you have your home inspection, you can kill multiple birds with one stone. I use that reference again, but don't kill any birds. But you can get multiple things done at one time, because on your home inspection day, you can have the contractor come in and give their estimates on what you need to do and then draw up the numbers for that. So that way you can decide, does this work with my financial plan, or do we need to move on to a new property? Next week, I'm going to come to you with 5 more things to look out for in showings. But if you have any questions on these 5, please let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your week.